Hi, I'm Bob. This is Heliva, and I'm here to answer some of the frequently asked questions about her. One of the questions asked is, had I ever considered doing an enclosed cab? And I have to say yes, because days like we're having right now, we're in triple-digit weather. And the way it's designed, we could use Lexan to cover this, and it would be a very small cabin. And with that being said, it wouldn't take anything to cool it. And then naturally, the Lexan could be attached to this. It would be relatively simple to do, but quite impractical because it's set for 15 years. And the other day my daughter said, why don't you get Heliva out and we'll do a video of her? And that's how this all came about. And it's just a cool thing to mess with on a Sunday afternoon. Another question asked was about the governor. The governor was a real issue because this is not a commercial or an industrial motor. This is out of a pickup truck. And the way I solved the problem is, it's kind of hard to see here, but I'm utilizing this running in the air conditioner location. And if you look, I'm fabricated or manufactured that pulley. And this here, as you can see, was a solid chunk of metal that I designed it like this because the bearings originally wasn't heavy enough. And because of the serpentine belt, it wiped the bearings out within a few hours of me getting it running. So this was pretty much a standard old governor that you would find on a Lincoln welder 30 years ago. Another question asked was, would I manufacture these commercially? And I would have to say I would love to, but the liability would be, I have no idea how it would be insured, or the liability would be, it'd be a good thing to get killed with for the general public. So I've had some hairy situations where I thought we were going to get upside down, and I can't imagine just the person off the street jumping in this thing. And it can be a handful. There's way more horsepower, way more machine than the average person has mowing their lawn. All right, just wanted to see and had questions in regards to the hydrostat and the hydraulics. There's no better way to do this than to literally check its underbelly out. Let's see how this looks. Ha! What a deal. We've got a hell of a buggy in the air. It looks cooler than I thought it would. All right, taking it from behind. This is a Dana 44 with hydraulic steering. And as you can see, the dual rod sticking out, that makes equal amount of oil pressure on each side, so it doesn't steer faster one way than the other. Okay, underbelly, you can see the 4.3 liter V6, just does what it does. Because this rear axle is solid mounted, I'm not worried about the drive shaft angle or any of that. This is a hand-built transfer case. As you can see, the drive shaft to the front. Now, a lot of people think these are for suspension. They are not. They are for transferring the weight of the implement, being the mower, to the front tires so that I have better traction. I'm putting weight on the front tires instead of the weight of the implement just rolling along the ground like a normal farm tractor. So, and then if you look right up in here, you can see the Sundstrand 90. You probably see it better on this side. Right here's your Sundstrand 90. Okay, we took a 9-inch Ford because of all these brackets being welded for the lift on the implements. You can have one tire on the ground and that tire can be like 18 or 20 inches off the ground. Not necessarily with an implement on it, but it's twisted around pretty good. So we got the fuel tank here, and now you can see a whole lot better how the controls are set up. We've got a 3-spool hydraulic control valve here, which goes up into a somewhat elaborate control mechanism. So we run the lockout hubs, say for so we would get in trouble and have to tow it or move it, like we ran out of fuel or something. You just simply disengage the hubs and now it will freewheel like that. We are running disc brakes on the front and on the rear. We ran drum brakes so that we could have a parking brake. Another question in regards to the buggy was the flail mower. Originally they had like a flap that went across here. Some of them have chains that go across there. Needless to say, I got in a hurry and didn't put anything there. And so far, I haven't had any trouble with it throwing anything back on me. If it was a production model, yeah, I'd have to have all these safety features like a guard on this belt and guards on the drive shaft. Kind of, I'm not saying I don't get hurt and I don't do things stupid, but it's running. Don't put your hand there. Same goes with any spinny part. I guess it's a common sense thing. If it's going round and round and it'll kill you, stay away from it. It's just fun for Bob on a Sunday afternoon. So take that, you fly. Actually, I did get a fly there. As far as our young audience goes, I was young at one time, and you need to get yourself educated. Being able to understand a little bit of everything and have common sense. This what you see setting here. There's every craft is pretty much so involved, down to the chemistry of the tires, the hydraulics and how all the valving and everything works, the hydrostats. You want to learn something, just get on your computer and look up hydrostat transmissions and gearboxes. Understand what makes things go round and round. For the most part, I had the ultimate mentor, my father, my dad, my friend. He took the time because I showed an interest in this, and if he couldn't figure it out, he figured out how to figure it out to share it with me. With all that said, keep dreaming. Don't be afraid. Use common sense. If you're wanting more videos like this, just leave it in your comments. Have a great day. Take care. Be safe.